The most insane sheriff in America, Joe Arpaio, is headed behind bars. What? We've come a long way, haven't we? So this is from Vice News. Former Sheriff Joe Arpaio of Maricopa County, Arizona, was found guilty Monday on criminal contempt charges linked to his controversial immigration sweeps. The 84-year-old lawman, who once styled himself as America's toughest sheriff, could face up to 6 months behind bars. The verdict, which follows a decade-long legal showdown, also marks the demise of Arpaio, an outspoken Trump surrogate who recently lost his bid for a 7th term as sheriff of Arizona's most populous county. The case stemmed from a 2007 class action lawsuit filed by the American Civil Liberties Union that accused Arpaio of targeting and unlawfully detaining Latino residents suspected of being undocumented immigrants. In 2011, the U.S. Justice Department drew damning conclusions after a 3-year investigation into Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. One federal investigator described his practices as the most egregious case of racial profiling he'd ever seen. A federal judge that year ordered Arpaio to stop illegally detaining Latinos suspected of being in the country without documentation, but Arpaio continued regardless and implored his supporters to help him pay his legal fees to protect him against the Obama administration and its, quote, rampant, unfounded charges of racism and racial profiling. In May 2016, a federal judge found Arpaio guilty of civil charges of contempt and pursued criminal charges. Arpaio claimed during the trial that he had unintentionally violated the judge's orders. The judge alleged that Arpaio had continued with his anti-immigrant sweeps in order to help his 2012 bid for re-election. Arpaio's sentencing is slated for October 5th, and he faces up to 6 months behind bars. So, basically, what happened is Arpaio and his goons, they'd pull people over, or they'd stop people, and basically, if they're brown, they illegally, unconstitutionally search them. So if you're brown, you're suspicious, by definition. Where are your papers? You're not supposed to be here in this country. And people said, whoa. You can't do that, son. You can't just... the color of your skin makes you suspicious enough where we're going to subject you to extra scrutiny. That's what he was doing. There are people who are legal residents. Like, why are you searching me? You can't do that. You don't have a warrant. This isn't okay. But they do it anyway. Arpaio is a notorious scumbag. Like, he makes the people in his jail work outside in 100-degree heat. I think he literally did the chain gangs, where you chain them up by their legs and they're supposed to, break rocks and shit. He had them wear, pink to make them feel, feminine and shit. He would break them down, not feed them as much as he's supposed to. That's another article that we covered a while back. Also fed them, shitty food, not enough calories. I mean, this is a guy who's, a textbook definition of abuse of authority. He had this position where he has a lot of responsibility and, okay, look, prison, it's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be a cakewalk. You're not supposed to be, totally relaxed and laid back and having a good time in there. But you're also not supposed to go above and beyond to make it miserable and to force people to... that's basically forced labor. There's a term for that. It's called slavery. Well, we're going to make you work all day, even if you don't want to do it. It's going to be in the 100-degree heat, and you're going to have to be chained to another guy and wear this thing that you don't want to wear, and... It's basically an attempt to dehumanize and break down grown men to do what in his mind is rehabilitation, but of course that shit doesn't work. When you look at the rate of people reoffending in the U.S. versus in countries that gear their prison systems towards rehabilitation, we do way worse. People are much more likely to reoffend in the U.S., and we have a more punitive justice system. Whereas places where they do lean a little more towards rehabilitation, people get back out in society and they're better. So this is a guy who's unnecessarily punitive. This is a guy who clearly did racial profiling, according to the feds, the clearest case they've ever seen. And now he's facing the consequences. So, yeah, that's the thing, man. All these tough guy law and order sheriffs, what they really mean is law and order for everybody except me. I get to do whatever I want. I am the law. It's like Alonzo in Training Day. You know, I am the law. I'm above the law because I got the badge. So this reminds me of Fox News' favorite sheriff. Sheriff, what's his name? David Clark, I think it is. Where, I mean, this is a guy who's had multiple people die in his jail. One or two people died of thirst. Somebody died of thirst in a jail in the United States. There's somebody, they forced a woman to give birth on the jail floor. And the baby died. Like, these are things that happened in America because these are sheriffs who say, law and order, yeah, law and order. That's why I believe in law and order. Oh, shit, somebody died because I didn't give them fucking water? Doesn't matter, law and order. So in other words, whatever I do doesn't break the law, is not unethical, is not immoral. But whatever they do, whatever anybody else does, yeah, oh yeah, punishment, I'm gonna punish you, I'm a big, strong, tough guy. But what happens when you become the demon you're trying to avoid? You become the criminal in the pursuit of, I'm gonna stop the criminal. Well, you just became a criminal, you didn't fucking give this poor person water and they died. That's on you. So, Sheriff Joe, in the words of Justin Timberlake, what goes around comes back around.